All right, so here's the next problem for us to do. It says the cost function for product is given by that quadratic, where n is the number of units produced and sold, and C of n is the cost in dollars. Okay, A, what is the domain? In the context of the application. So it's in the context of this story problem, we'll use brackets 0. So we did part A. I think we could do part C kind of relatively easy. So I'm gonna do n. I'm looking for the inverse. So I'm actually gonna call this a y for now. So let me go ahead and just erase that. It's just easier, I think, if we do that for now. So I'm just gonna write it as a y, and then it's n squared plus 12n plus 2100. And it gives you the hint of completing the square. So to complete the square, you take the 12, you divide by 2, and then you square it. So that's 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 squared is 36. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 36, but of course I need to subtract 36. Okay, so then I'm going to work with that part because it's going to look a lot like the way we ended the last problem. This is going to be n plus 6 squared. That's what completing the square allows us to do. 2100 minus 36 is 2064. Somebody double check my math there. And then but I'm pretty sure it's right. So I'm going to subtract the 2064. I'm going to subtract the 2064. So y minus 2064 is equal to n plus 6 squared. Take the square root of both sides. It's a fairly long process, but you're totally capable of doing this. And then the last thing I've got 2 more steps. So, oops. So, I'm going to move these 2 opposite ends just because it's what I need to do. And now I'm going to swap the y and the n. That's the whole reason for doing that. Except n no longer means number of units because I'm doing the inverse. So, and then I'm going to replace with the inverse. So I should be able to do, so that's my inverse equation, and I should be able to do part D, and I'm going to squeeze it in up here. Because it says use the inverse function in part C to find how many units are produced and sold if the cost is 3220. So I'm going to plug in 3220. Can everybody see what I'm doing? Okay, nice. All right. So I'm gonna plug it in on this side, right? So it's the square root of 3220 minus 2064, and I went a little farther because I need to take away the 6. That's an equal sign. 3220 minus 2064. 3220 minus 2064 is 1156. So it's a square root of 1156 minus 6. I don't know that that's a perfect square root, but let's find out. Let's see. 1156. That doesn't sound to me like it's perfect square, but it is. It's actually 34, take away 6, and forgive the messiness. Let me try to at least separate things so you could make sense of where answers are. So 34 minus 6 is 28. That's how you do that one.